Miss Washington.
Yes, sir.
I feel like your character is like the original Olivia Pope.
That's such a fun way to think of it.
Like, right?
That's really amazing. Yeah, in some ways, she had a real problem and she handled it. So I think you're right in some ways.
Do you know how many times I always tell people consider it handled? So thank you, Kerry.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Shonda Rhimes.
I mean, thank you, Shonda.
Yeah.
I guess also like these women had all these unsurmountable obstacles. And being in Hollywood, I'm sure you've encountered obstacles up the wazoo.
Yeah.
And I'm curious in your own life, how do you handle situations like that?
Well, not for a moment would I compare the privilege of the life that I live now to the challenges that these women were up against. I mean, living in a wartime, the overt racism and sexism that they experienced on a daily basis with no legal structures to protect them. I know how lucky I am to be born in this time, despite our challenges, despite our fears. This is a reminder of how far we've come in many ways. But I think in some capacity, I'm starting to carry a little bit of Charity Adams with me in my life. I think she's such an awesome example of what leadership can look like, because she's strong, but she's kind. She's fierce, but she's loving. She's like a gentle commander. And I love that about her. And I feel like it's taught me a lot about what leadership can look like. So I think I'm trying to navigate some of the challenges I face with a little bit of her essence and energy.
I think we both know who emulates who you just spoke about. Right. And I guess also talk to me about just the level of disrespect that these women have. What kind of perseverance do you think they had? Because I feel like today things are just people they talk to me about their level of perseverance.
Yeah.
That chutzpah.
I think they have a lot to teach us about how to face a really challenging moment with strength and perseverance and dignity and respect for themselves and for their fellow human beings. You really see how these women chose respect and dignity as a survival tactic, but how it elevated them. It made them even more heroic in their journey.
I have to ask you, you just got a star on the Walk of Fame.
I did.
What does that mean for you? Also, what does it mean for your family? Because I feel like it's a thing for families, because they see you in Hollywood and all that stuff, but what was that like?
I think it's such a dream come true for my dad. It's something that he's wanted for a really long time. And so to be able to have that happen in his lifetime while he's still here so that he can appreciate his last name being on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, so that he can see the Washington name and not Denzel, but me, be like there in a star. And in many ways, because of who my parents are and how they raised me, to be able to dream big and work hard. So it's so meaningful to me to be able to share this moment with my parents and have them feel celebrated in the celebration of me. But also, I kept thinking, looking at that star, like, that doesn't happen without every single collaborator who has led me down this path. Every director I've ever worked with, every producer, every actor I've worked across from, every props person and costume designer and publicist and manager, and everybody who I've been lucky enough to work with, they've made this moment possible. So I hope that when people who have been a part of my life see that star, that they feel like it belongs to them too.
Does it give you a sense of like, all right, like I'm good, like I'm going to be here for a while? Or is it still like the actors thing, like you just never know? Like
you just never know. You just never know. Because I don't approach acting from the perspective of like, I want to be at a certain level of fame. For me, it's about being hungry to tell more and more story and to create projects that allow more and more people to see themselves and also that allow more and more people to see each other.
Wrapping it up, this project obviously takes place in the 40s. Yeah. What is it like being in that time period, wearing the costumes? Talk to me why that's so special.
I love the wardrobe from the 40s. It's not the easiest wardrobe. It took like twice as long to get dressed for this character than other characters I've played. But I love it. I love the detail. I love all the undergarments and the garter belts and the slips and it's all just so ladylike and elegant. And I think it helped us all get in touch with what it meant to be a woman in the 40s, that there was kind of this very intentional way of walking in the world and an intentionality about your appearance. I mean, Charity's first monologue is very much about those things. And so it was really fun to be in that wardrobe. I unfortunately didn't get as many like normal streetwear looks as the girls because we really just meet me in the army. So I need another movie from the 40s really soon so I can flaunt some of that other fabulous
TP
fashion.
writer, another movie from the 40s.
Yes.
Thank you, Kerry, so much.
Thank you.
I love this film.
Thank